And portable electronics have accidental damage from handling, which covers unintentional mishaps like everyday drops, spills, and cracked screens. It's easy to add when you are checking out. Search Protection Plus at hsn.com for more details.
Who knew a little piece of plastic could be so much fun? Now, when you apply for the HSN card, instantly get $25 off. It's all about you. Extra flex on the things you love. Now, when you use your HSN card, you get extra flex all day, every day on all jewelry, beauty, and fashion purchases. Plus, no interest VIP financing, VIP easy returns, exclusive offers, all with no annual fee. Apply now. Call 1-800-695-1418 or search HSN card at hsn.com.
In a world full of trends, I remain a classic. Life is your runway.
It was funny, I was with my son today, and he has some of the coins from HSN I've given to him as gifts for Christmas, and some really interesting coins. And he said to me, he goes, Mom, he goes, what do you love and what do people like about collecting coins? And I said, you know what? There's history. It's money, which is pretty neat, and there's legacy in coins. And he really understood it. We had this whole conversation, Mike Mezak, today about we used to sell these coins from a shipwreck, literally a buried treasure. And I get goosebumps about it because for people who collect coins, we do find those genuine stories that feel so real, can mark a great occasion. And we are your #1 best source for being able to get some of the most unique, most collectible coins in the world. And the reason we can do that is because of this gentleman standing here beside me. Mike Mezak is back. He is our favorite coin geek. Actually, he's legendary in the coin world throughout the world. And Mike, what I love is you've now been on HSN talking about coins for 26 years, but you started collecting. And you started collecting when you were, obviously you were on the air at 5. You were a prodigy, a child
53
prodigy.
years.
Yes, that's right. But you started collecting.
He used to have to draw me in.
We put him in his high chair and he'd sell coins. But the neat thing is you actually started collecting coins as a child, as a teenager, right?
Yeah, well, I took a passion, turned it into a profession. Yeah. I mean, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yes, and he's very successful at it.
And been doing it ever since. Yeah. It gives me all the things. I like the continuity of things going generation over generation. I like the safety of numbers, because coins are very numeric. Coins are very tangible with the intrinsic value and the gold and the silver.
Do you like the hunt?
And I like that because it's hard to find good coins, much like these coins.
Yeah. Okay, so we got a big 2 hours.
Well, yeah, we do. And this set right here has been, over the last month, this has been our best-selling set. Right here, these 2 coins. And there's a lot of reason for that. And the United States government has been doing, they're an old dog. There's not a lot of new tricks, okay, is ultimately what it comes down to. But occasionally there's something that they do that's really, really better than most of the other things that they do. And these 2 coins fall into that category. These are the fall through the cracks coins, I call them. So the United States government, the American Silver Eagle is the most popularly collected silver coin in the world today. There's no doubt about that. That's a given. And so they make basically, for the last decade or so, they've made 3 different American Silver Eagles. They make a mint state coin, they make a satin finish coin, and they make a proof coin. Well, last year they did what they usually do. They made a satin finish, they made a proof, they made a regular mint state coin. But last year was the 30th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle. And the mint state coin, of course, you know, a year and a half ago or a year and 3 months ago, we had our Today Special value, as we always do, right around New Year's Eve day. We sold 15 or 18,000 of those, you know, just like we do, sold out the edition. And then usually within the next month or 2 months, like today, we'll have the 2017 proof American Silver Eagle at the top of the next hour, okay? And that's about normal, you know, February, March, sometimes in January. But these coins, because they had a lot of other things going on, they did not release these until the very end of the year, October and then almost December.
Wow.
So what they do is when they do these satin finish and proof coins, like you see right here, they make them to order. In other words, as many as people order is how many they, in essence, make and sell. They didn't release them until the very end of the year. And so because of that, people were already looking, they were doing holiday shopping. And then, by December, you're getting ready for the 2017 coins and all that other stuff. So what you have is a 30th anniversary coin that the United States government made, and they edge lettered it, and it says right on the edge, 30th anniversary. They've never done that. They've done anniversary coins before, 10th anniversary coin, 20th anniversary Silver Eagle, 25th anniversary Silver Eagle, but they've never edge lettered it. They've never said on the coin itself that it was 20th anniversary or 25th or 10th or whatever it is, or 30th, until this coin right here.
Oh, cool.
So these are the only two Silver Eagles ever made by the United States government that are edge lettered in any way, okay? There you go. See, it says 30th anniversary right there on the edge.
That's so awesome.
Now, because, so they're incredibly collectible. So you'd think, you know, sell to order or make to order with 30th anniversary, that'd be the most popular coins ever made by the United States government. That people lose their mind, and of course, they'd be the most common. But because they were released at the end of the year, they were the fall between the cracks coins. They're actually the two rarest coins. And I'm not talking about 30th anniversary. I'll get to that in a minute. So they've been doing satin finish coin. If you look at the satin finish American Eagles, which they've been making since 2006, this is the rarest one. By far.
No
it's
kidding.
The rarest one. It's not even close. Plus, it's 30th anniversary and 30th anniversary.
Is that because they had to get them minted before the year ended?
Exactly. Well, because people just didn't order them, so they didn't make them.
That's so
they make them to order.
But I mean, once the year's done, you can't make anymore.
Right. They just don't make them anymore.
Oh my gosh.
So now you have the proof Silver Eagle over here. If you want the rarest, and for the last 20 years, basically, they've been making the proof Silver Eagle at the West Point Mint. Well, if you want the rarest West Point minted American regular issue Silver Eagle, it's this coin. So now you have these two coins that are phenomenally, incredibly desirable from a collectible standpoint. And all of a sudden, because they're 30th anniversary, now all of a sudden, they're the rarest of their type. So now you're starting to, get some traction from a collectability standpoint. Okay, now this is becoming a big deal. Now let's talk about the valuation and why this is such an incredible, superior, phenomenal deal. So let's go back. I'm going to talk about that 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle, which was just the very first Silver Eagle with a West Point mint mark on it in proof condition. In this condition, it's about a $10,000 coin.
Oh, you know.
About 10 grand.
Yeah, oh, really?
Okay, for the 10th anniversary.
Only 10 grand.
The 20th anniversary coin, okay, which by the way, none of them are marked these. It's just a special edition. They had what's called a reverse proof designation on it.
Did not have the edge.
Not edge lettering, but it was a special coin that they made. It was reverse proof. That coin today, when we sell it for about, I think $600 or $700.
Wow.
And then the 25th anniversary coin, which once again they don't mark, but it's another reverse proof coin that they made in a special set. Okay, and you look at that coin, and we have that coin we sell for about $1,000. So here's your deal. So you have your choice in American specialized Silver Eagles. You have your choice, okay, of 5 different coins. And the prices are, in order, $99, $99, $1,000, $600, or $10,000.
Right.
Now, keep in mind that $1,000 coin, when it first came out, I basically sold it for $99. Because, I mean, you know, we got it, and that was the original issue price, and that's what we had, and that's what we sold it for. And then the 20th anniversary coin, we sold it for about $99. Okay, same exact thing. But today, I'm selling it for 5 times as much, 10 times as much, 12 times as much. And in the case of the 10th anniversary coin, 100 times as much. I originally sold that coin because I've been selling them since 1995.
Were they bigger editions?
The 20th anniversary, as a matter of fact, was a bigger edition, and the 25th anniversary a little bit less. Yeah, this coin right here is rarer than the 20th anniversary SP coin. Okay?
No, get out.
Yeah, so you have
and none of them have the edge, which even makes it
And none of them
more.
have the edge lettering. None of them are even labeled 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, 25th
Right, you have no
anniversary.
idea.
They had no, you had no, well, there's a special
You kinda
finish,
know, yeah.
so you know that they are.
But it doesn't blatantly say it.
No, but this one does. And look at the
That's
Proof
so
Silver
cool.
Eagle. Look at this. So it's spectacular. They're both 30th anniversary. They're both from last year. They're both phenomenally rare. They're both phenomenally collectible. That's why I've sold over 100 of them here in just a minute. Now, to add to this incredible collectability of this particular coin, when the United States government released these, they basically just released them in these little capsules in a little cardboard box. Even though they're, I think, some of the greatest coins that the United States government ever made, they sent them out in plastic bags, you know, ultimately.
Right.
So what we did is when the government did that 25th anniversary set, you know, that we sell for like $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, they put it in this box, this beautiful blue lacquer box. Look at this thing right here that has, it's got a little puff right there so the coins don't scratch. It says United States Mint, and then it's got this great, I can put it in there correctly, okay, like this. And then you put this in here like this, has a little magnet.
Oh, nice.
So I happen to have a
that's
couple
awesome.
of thousand of these boxes. So we sell these boxes because we sell them for $29.95.
Online, right?
Online, yeah, on hsn.com.
Oh, wait, show the display. Oh, that is gorgeous.
We're going to give you this box. So we're going to put them in the $29 box.
That's great.
Okay? So we're going to put them in the $29 box for you because the Mint decided that they took two of the most incredible, collectible, overlooked, undervalued coins that they've made in the last half century, basically. I think they're the two best valued American Silver Eagles in the marketplace today. And they decided, like I said, release them in plastic bags. We're going to go ahead and put them in an actual mint box.
That's really cool.
That is absolutely, positively spectacular.
but Mike,
I'm going to give you the gem proof. I'm going to give you the SP. We're going to give you the 30th anniversary, less than $100 a coin.
And then we give you on our side of the world 4 flex pays. And a lot of people right now are using it for sure. We've now sold 124. I have literally hundreds of you on the phone, or you're on .com, which I love you coin collectors because you go to .com and you know it's a couple clicks and you're done. But what makes this so exciting is, again, I love it when Mike's here. You have one of the world's most knowledgeable coin experts. And that's a rare treat because it's a world that many of us don't understand or know. And Mike would not be as successful as he's been for 26 years on HSN if it weren't true. I mean, he's not some fly-by-night coin guy. And you have to be really careful because that's one of the areas where someone could spin you a tale and you'd believe them and then realize you have absolutely nothing. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who do that.
Well, that's why we've been here selling coins on HSN. Me and someone sold before me here all 30 plus years.
30 plus years. I mean,
and the way we do that is by giving you incredible values, bringing you the best possible coins at the best possible price.
Right, exactly.
So how can we do this? Okay, so people say, okay, so this coin's undervalued, it's underappreciated, I think.
Crazy rare.
Undervalued, it's crazy rare. The rarest SP coin, the rarest West Point minted American Proof Eagle that they've ever done, right there. It is 30th anniversary Edge Edition. It is last year, 2016. So how do you do this? Well, I've been doing this for a very, very long time now, well over a quarter of a century. It's not like they haven't done this kind of thing before. Okay, and they have, and I've seen what has happened. And so when I did the 25th anniversary coin, or the 20th anniversary coin, this coin's about 40% rarer right here than the 20th anniversary. We sold it originally at $99, and then $129 and $179 and $219 and $249 and $279 and $399 and $499 and $699 and all
just
of
for
those
the one
prices.
coin.
Just for the one coin.
Right.
Here you get 2 coins for $199, plus the box, and plus all those other things. So I think you begin to understand what the rarity, collectability, desirability of these coins are because they're 30th anniversary. That is a one-year only issue. They're the only time that the United States government has ever edge-lettered an American Silver Eagle anytime, any place, anywhere. And by the way, these are not $199 a piece. That's $199 for the pair. It's a big deal. The problem with this is we bought, and people are saying, so, you know, you've sold these. They've been your best-selling coin set for the last month and a half or 2 months. Well, the reason that I have these coins to sell is we went ahead and bought about 20% of the entire mintage.
Wow.
So we bought, so these, I bought like,
gosh.
they only made 168,000 of these, which I understand is phenomenally rare. So we bought 30, almost 40,000.
Oh,
okay.
my.
I'm responsible for purchasing almost 25% of the mintage. The proof they made a few more of, not quite as high, but we were about almost 10% of the entire mintage of all the proof coins as well. Wow. So when you put all of that together, you understand, okay, we anticipated it, we bought them at the right price, I can sell them to you at the right price. Understand, these are the 2016 Proof Eagles, I'm about to debut the 2017. When they do that, they always then sell out, stop sell, you know, the 2016s aren't available anymore. And I mean, that is what is going to be the situation. Now, here's what it comes down to. We bought literally tens and tens and tens and thousands of these. I got about 850 of these pairs left because we've sold thousands and thousands and thousands of these. Already we have almost 200 spoken for. I have hundreds of people on the phone. There might even be a slight wait on that. You see that the clock that you have going there.
There's only a couple minutes to go.
There's only a couple of minutes to go. We might give you an extra minute or two on that. We'll see how it goes because we have so many people dialing in. You have to understand, Suzanne, what the opportunity is here. You have the opportunity to buy these at our original issue pricing. Please understand that, okay? I will sell these for years to come. Just like I sell the 10th anniversary, the 20th anniversary, and the 25th. I will sell these for years to come. What I can promise you is I won't sell them for less. Okay, right. I can absolutely promise you that I will sell them for more, and I would say significantly more.
Well, let's reference back to the $1,000 coin. Is it available even on .com right now?
Maybe, maybe not. We sell them out all the time.
My point is, you bring in, you find just a rare little handful. He'll put them on .com. They'll never even make it on the air.
Right.
At $1,000 a pop because of the rarity. So it's funny, if you went back to, what was the one you referenced?
The 10th anniversary.
What year was that?
1995.
Okay, so 1995, you've been sitting here watching us, and for $99, same concept. And you went, hey, good idea. And again, you know, you don't know where the value of coins is going to be, and Mike never claims any of that. But if you think about the history of it, then you understand it's the same moment in time. And here's what I say. When I watch Mike, you know, I've been on with Mike for many years now. When he gets this excited, and when he says, there's certain key phrases I don't think he even knows he says, but when he gets really excited and says, look, this is one of those really distinct rare opportunities, it's kind of him telling you, wink, wink, hello, do you understand what we're talking about here? I know we started out with a bang in the beginning of the show, but don't miss out. And here's the other thing. We give you a 30-day guarantee. There's not a coin dealer who says, oh, sure, I will give you every last penny back in 30 days. They will not do that. They'll say, well, no, I'll give you some money back, but, well, hey, I got to take it back from you. You don't like it. We're the complete opposite, and that's why another reason you've been on for 26 years.
And not only that, they'll also send them to you in a sandwich bag if you're lucky.
Right,
if you buy them, on the internet, they might actually be real. They might not. I mean, you don't know. You know, I've been the only owner of these coins.
Yep.
I'm going to give you the box that's $29.95. That's in here as well. I know we're just about out of time. We might spend just a second or two here. I don't know if we can or not, Daryl. If that's a possibility, yeah, just check that out right there. I just want to show this for about 20 or 30 seconds.
And that's magnetically held.
Yes. See, there's a little magnet in the bottom of this. There's a magnet there, so when you push this, all you do is push that there and it stays there.
That's
See, it's almost like it's in the air.
Gorgeous.
Isn't it spectacular? So when we're looking at this, 250 sold. I got hundreds and hundreds of people on the loan. Less than 800 left, less than 800 left. They're going very quickly. Many people buying multiples. So to reiterate, I'm just going to take
Wait a minute, can I
right
add
there.
two things too? Sorry, this is the geeky side of me because I love gift giving when it comes to coins because I think it's such a unique and unusual gift. 30th birthday, 30th birthday, 30th birthday. If you have anybody who's turning 30, oh my gosh, or save it. They're 29, they're about to turn 30. Save it, give them to them on their 30th birthday. What a cool, legendary, and collectible, and they'll pass them down from generation to generation. It's a great idea. Also, 30th wedding anniversary. What do you give? A couple who's been married for 30 years. I'm about to hit mine, so Mike, you can get these for me, okay?
There you go. I will do that. 30th anniversary, the only two last thoughts. The only American Silver Eagles that have ever been edge lettered, let alone anniversary or otherwise.
Of all the American Silver Eagles.
Wow. The only and rarest satin finish American Silver Eagle is going to be right here in the 30th anniversary, and the rarest West Point minted American Silver Eagle, come back here. They are round. They roll like a wheel. Going to be this coin right here on top of being 30th anniversary, on top of being all that. Spectacular.
It's like the list of yes. Right. You know what I mean?
When you're looking at collectability, it ticks all the boxes.
All of the boxes. Yes.
Every single one of the boxes taken care of.
It's almost a pure accident, which is really weird. It was the long lost coins from last year that no one paid attention to because you were so overwhelmed with the holidays. I just think that's a cool story in and of itself. And these are, by the way, the American Silver Eagle worldwide is the most collected coin in the world. And these are much more rarer than the standard American Silver Eagle.
No, that's significantly, incredibly rare. And like I said, of the anniversary American Silver Eagles, basically the only one I can sell you for less than $600 are these two, and they're less than $100 a piece.
Crazy.
So there you have it.
All right, so do us a favor, stay on the line. You can go to hsn.com, especially if you're brand new, because we have a lot of people who love collecting coins who watch, and they're very sharp and they're very quick when they order. So if you're brand new and you're like, wait, I got to get in there, go to .com, a couple of clicks, you've got this reserved before it's completely sold out. We have now sold over 300, quickly edging up to 400 in just these few minutes with Mike. So we've got a lot to get to. It's really a jam-packed show.
It really is.
We have some neat stuff coming up.
Old favorites in here.
We've got a ton of customer picks coming up.
See, one last thing. When you close this up, you're worried about these getting scratched? It has this little puff that goes
It's like a little pillow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that
I love the display.
Everything,
really
every detail been taken care of.
All right, stay on the line for
rarity
that.
on an unprecedented scale.
Yeah,
right
that's
there
beautiful.
Is,
All right,
really what it comes down
we're going to move on, guys. Hey, by the way, coming back, wait till you see the collections we have tonight. And as I mentioned, we have several that you have voted as customer picks, and I'll explain why a little bit later along with Mike. But before we do that, we've got a spotlight with our go-to vitamin guy, and that, of course, is Andrew Lessman.
Andrew Lessman's ProCaps Labs is committed to delivering pure and additive-free, highly effective nutritional supplements. Shop his new monthly special with free shipping and special pricing. This month, help reduce your total and LDL cholesterol levels with Cholesticare, Ultimate Oatmeal, and Ultimate Oat Bran. Check back every month to discover new specials and search Andrew Lessman Monthly Special on hsn.com.
The G by Giuliana line is fun, it's fresh, and fabulous. I want to make sure all women feel beautiful and fashionable and always feels in style.
I'm Joy. I'm a mother, that's first and foremost. I'm curious, always curious. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm an inventor. So when I'm designing product, it's all about making everyday life simpler. I guess that's just how I look at things. I find a lot of inspiration from just living my everyday life. And I think, boy, every day's a gift. Make joyful discoveries every day.
There's so many things to love about HSN, but one thing that makes shopping here fun is FlexPay. Get it home now without the stress of paying all at once. Why pay full purchase price today when you can pay over time? Buy what you want now, pay it off later with your credit or debit card. FlexPay. It's that easy. Exclusively at HSN.
There's so many reasons why to stay with us and watch this show, because you're going to learn more about coins than you ever knew before, and you really learn about the history of coins and some legendary coins, and it's all coming up tonight in our 2 hours of Coin Collector with Mike Mezak. The next one I love, because not only does it have some historical references, but money usually isn't on sale. So I love it when Mike's here and anything has a better price than the original one, and this one happens to be $40 off tonight.
And it even goes bigger than that. I sell these these occasionally when we get them. These are the state quarters, the proof state quarters, okay? Right from the mint, in the original mint packaging, in the original mint lenses. Last time we had these on the air, I sold 900. I've got 370. That's why the clock went in immediately. This is, I think, one of the another just amazing opportunity, because when the United States made the state quarters, they did 5 coins per year over the course of 10 years, commemorating every single state in the union.
Biggest
and then they did an
collectible.
11th year. Yeah, and they did an 11th year with the territorial quarters. There's 56 state and territorial quarters. We all collected them. They were in our change they have been for 20 years. But these are the proof coins. These are the coins that are only made at the San Francisco Mint. These are the coins that are the key to the collection. They're the rarest of the rare. This is exactly what you want. And these are all the original government mint packaging. I'm going to make this very simple for you. You're buying like a coin dealer. I'm selling you these for less than the original government issue price. The government charge was shipping and handling $20 a set. So it's $220 original government pricing. We're $149.95 to start with. Plus, I'm giving you a spiffy box that we had to make because they don't do that. So they all go in this box right here. So you put the entire collection right in there that you can see. Now I'm going to do something value-wise that is just going to blow you away. So we are $149.95 for these. So 56 coins. They're $2.50 a piece. I want you to focus right here, because these are the S or San Francisco Mint coins. Not a single one of these ever made, intended, or released into circulation. I'm going to the nationally advertised catalog, because coin dealers will sell these individually.
They literally break it open and sell it.
Yes, because those right there retail, I'm looking at the catalog here, for $10.75 a piece.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's 65 bucks. All right. Now remember, that's $65 right there. Now, if we go right next door here to the 2008s, I'm going to give you the prices of those, starting with, I'm going to go up here, $17.95, $17.95, $17.95, $17.95, and then the most expensive of all of the clad state quarters right there, $65. Okay, so that is going to be $72. That's $120 right there, plus $60. So you're about $200 for the bottom 2 sets. You're about $200 for the bottom 2 sets. Remember, we're $149.95 for all 11 of them, plus the special presentation box that's $19.95. So you're $220. You're going, well, then these other ones must not be worth anything.
Right? Yeah.
Well, except of course these are the 1999s. Those are only $9 a piece. So that's another 45 bucks right there. And then I look at the 2001s. Those are only $9 a piece right there. Another $45 for those. And then, of course, the 2002s are $10.75 a piece. So another $60 for the 2002s. So I think you get my point. Here's what's happening with this. Here's the important part. Coin dealers buy these sets and bust them open, sell them for $9 a piece, or $10 a piece, or $18 a piece, or $45 for the Hawaii coin. Or you can buy them all for $2.50 a piece. Is basically what the price is. $3. Let's call it $3. It's actually less than $3.
So why don't you bust them open and do that?
We have. As a matter of fact, I take these and put them in a nice red oak presentation box, and we've sold hundreds of them for $449.
Yeah.
Because the retail value, I think, coin by coin is about $500, $550, something like that.
Right.
Coin by coin. Or you can go $149.95, all in the original government packaging with the original government. Or this is the box that we make, because the government didn't do those. So we have the box that you have right here. We put the nice mint seal on it. It comes in the box so that you can display each and every one of them. Now, the biggest problem I have with this is I only have 333 sets left. We started with 375 sets. Basically every single phone line going, because it is the complete set from 1999. So you get all 50 state quarters plus the 6 territorial quarters right there. Yes.
Okay, so if I tried to put this together myself as a novice coin collector, how possible would it be? And would I ever come close to $149.95?
You can put them together, sure. But I don't, how are you going to do? You got to buy this set, this set, this set.
I got to find them.
Yeah, you got to find them. Right. And even when I find them, it's not like I call up the proof set guy and say, hey, just send me 500 sets of this.
Yeah, you have to wait to
Right,
get
I
them
buy
all.
80 of these and 60 of these and 20 of these and 43 of these and 18 of these. And when I buy 18 of these, I send, 4 of them back because the case is cracked or the coins are toned or anything like that. So keep in mind, each and every single solitary one of these coins has gone through our own very extensive quality control process, so the coins are in quality shape. Every single one of the lenses that you're going to have here. And these are the lenses that they came in originally. From the United States Mint. They've got the United States Mint seal on them. The other thing to keep in mind with this, folks, is do not confuse them with the regular coins that you collected out of your change, all right? These are the San Francisco minted coins. They are only available in these sets. So you see that, let's see their proof coins. They're as much as 100 times rarer than the quarters that you collected out of your pocket change. These are not those coins. Not a single solitary one of these was ever made, intended, or released into circulation. They are only available in this.
And wait, how many years it would have taken? You'd have to be on it every year.
For 11 years.
For 11,
and you would have paid more than $149 directly from the government.
That was my whole point.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay, but I think it's amazing. You would have to been on top of this for 11 years, know where in the world to get the proof sets, get it in, get it sent to you, stay on it for 11 years, and then you still would have paid more than you're paying for tonight. That's pretty huge.
That's right. And now we come to the secondary issue. These will sell out.
Yes.
Okay, that's why we did 10 minutes right away. We know that it's going to take 10 minutes or a little bit less to sell these.
Yes.
So I started with almost 400 sets. We have 263 remaining. I have 263 remaining, and like is usually the case, people listen for a little bit with coins, before they start calling in. So now it's getting exceptionally busy. Sure. Okay, yes.
And even we're $40 off. Like, you got to remember that. This is a $200 set normally.
I'd go ahead with $50.
Oh, is my math wrong?
Well, it's 200 or 150.
Oh, true.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'll give them the extra $10 right now. Just right now. That's on me.
Clearly. I like coins. I'm not good with numbers. It's obvious, right? Okay, it is. I did do it wrong. But, I mean, come on. Coins on sale. Then we laugh at that, too, because it's like coins don't go on sale. It's money, for gosh sake,
Right, precisely.
Right.
It's money. I mean, and if you're going to collect something, everybody collects something, I mean, it might as well be money.
Why not?
I mean, why wouldn't it be money?
Pretty smart investment.
Now, here's the other thing. Remember, you're going to get the box right here. Now, this is not, we had to make these boxes because, you have these lenses, and then what do you do with them? Well, we're going to give you the box, so it's absolutely a positively perfect place to do that.
That's such a great gift idea
Isn't
for
that
somebody.
spectacular? And then we have that, we put the mint seal on it. So remember, real quickly, we got about 2 minutes left here.
Sorry, Mike, if you can, go to hsn.com. Click, and you're done. You get them before they're sold out. That's my advice, is go to hsn.com to make sure you're in line to get these before they're gone. Sorry, Mike, I want to get that.
Not a problem, because you're right. They're going to sell it. Yep. So once again, remember, the United States government was shipping and handling, sold them for $20 a set. So $220 with shipping and handling was the original price of
11 years later.
11 years. Well, it's actually more than that, because this is 2009. So you had to start almost 20 years ago to do this. I mean, this is 1999 right here, so this is 17 years old.
Right.
Remember, coin by coin, these are this is $65, $10.75 a coin. Coin by coin, these are over $100. These two right here are $160, almost $200.
Just these two are more.
Just these two
than
sets.
The whole set.
Right, exactly. So,
awesome.
So we're $149. This set right here is $17.95, $17.95, $17.95. That's $72.46. So that's $125. So the value of almost the entire collection is in those 5 coins if you would purchase them individually.
That's crazy.
Add in the price of the box, and that's what you get. You would be able to buy the box and these 5 coins if you bought them individually priced for $149.95. Wow. Or we go ahead and insist you take all of them, including a $50 discount. Okay, at $149.
Just gets better and better as you watch.
That's right. And like I said, with and then of course I just noticed 4 flex.
Oh yeah.
And the shipping and handling on the whole thing, $5.
Are we? And by the way, guys, we're still doing. I hope they're buying more.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me explain this, because it only happened, I think, last year maybe.
Yeah.
What you do is you're going to pay 1 full price shipping and handling, and everything you pick up within our 2 hours, everything ships half off from that point on. So in this case, you pick it up for $5, and then the next shipping might be $2.50. It's buy more and save up until midnight tonight on our coins, and then that resets itself. This is going to sell out. If you are that famous fence sitter, and you're like, gosh, this looks like an awesome, awesome set, just order it. Order it now. And what happens is if you don't love it, we will give you your money back within 30 days. You get 30 days to really get them at home, make sure you love them, look up stuff if you want to, find out more about them. But we give you 30 days, and there's not a dealer out there who will ever give you all your money back. That will never happen.
In 30 days.
In 30 days. Like, we laugh about it because that's why Mike is so successful here, because we do give you that guarantee to make sure you love it and you get all your money back. If you buy from some unknown dealer, are you gonna get your money back? They're not gonna give you all of it. They're gonna say, wait, you're giving me, you want me to return that? Well, I'll give you some back because obviously the price of silver has gone up and yada, yada, yada. That doesn't happen here at HSN. That's why we're one of the largest coin dealers in the world, and it's because of Mike Mezek and what he does. We're wrapping this up. Stay there. Go to hsn.com. There's 90 left, and I've got several hundred of you now trying to order it.
That's always what happens.
I know. We love these sets, though. They're beautiful. And I love that new box.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's a great box.
Isn't that a great box?
And it makes an excellent way to jump into the coin world, don't you think? Because everybody wanted to collect all those coins. Nobody really accomplished it. At least not in my family.
Now you can one call, get some.
You're done. You get all the coins. Okay, let me give you an update. And Mike, can you give us about 30 seconds on
Well,
this?
this is that 30th anniversary satin finish certified perfect 70.
Oh, right. Oh, my gosh.
The rarest satin finish coin. As you can see,
Wow.
4.8 star customer pick. We're down to kind of the last of the last of the last, right?
Wow.
It is, I think, a spectacular opportunity for that particular coin. I'll have a full presentation on that. I think it's great.
That's an awesome one. And you can read the customer reviews, and they're exceptional on many of the coins you'll see tonight, by the way, including this next one.
Ooh.
So I love this next one. It's a customer pick.
Yep.
There are 7 perfect 5-star reviews. I'm not gonna read, I have several of them, but one said, I should have ordered 10 of these instead of 1. And I thought that was a really good
It
review.
looks like somebody just did.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is one of the coolest things I think you've ever created.
And it's exclusive to us.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, it's neat.
100% exclusive to HSN. You can't get anywhere else. First thing I did is I had him say, okay, first of all, get me a 1/4 pound of pure silver. So that's what this is. 1/4 pound, 4 ounces of 999. And at some point, we'll probably put up a little thing at the bottom that says approximately 99.9% silver. It's exactly 99.9% silver. They're really picky for you to be able to put this up here. So you have a 1/4 pound, 4 ounces of pure silver. And then what I did is I had them make it in the exact replica of an American $500 bill.
Okay, that is so awesome.
And I did it proof right there. Isn't that spectacular? And it is, and just in case, and occasionally on hsn.com, I don't know if I have one now, I actually have $500 bills. We sell them for like $2,000 or $3,000. And you can see they want you to know that this is a $500, this is an exact replica, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, and then there's some little 500s in here, and there's a 500, and then it says $500. There's the front. President McKinley is on the $500 bill that you can see right there. Is 4 troy ounces, a 1/4 pound of pure silver, a 1/4 pound of pure silver with our absolutely unique and exclusive design right here. $149.95, folks. It is a spectacular little opportunity for you to get. Do I have a one of these that are sealed? Because yours comes sealed in it, ultrasonically sealed.
So it will not be open like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep putting my hands.
Can I hold it?
Yeah, you may.
I'm gonna
just
put a
try to hold
fingerprint
it by
on it.
the edges if
I
you
will,
can.
because I just
that's
love
why I don't have any
I
sealed ones. I have to keep cutting them up because I put fingerprints
I
on.
love the weight of them. When you feel a 1/4 pound of pure silver, like that's awesome. Hey, let me read you a couple more reviews while we grab that too. Again, this one I love. 1/4 pound of silver is so cool.
Right.
Like it really is. It's just so cool. And this is a great review. Just a fun piece to own. And I think here's another one I love. Parents and grandparents, the perfect gift. Now, I gotta tell you, if you have a couple getting married and you're like, oh, I do not know what to get them. Who wants a toaster? Nobody wants China. That's so boring. Please get them this. Wrap it up. Can you imagine their eyes will pop open because you're giving them such a great collectible?
That's right. And if you're stuck on the road, take it with you. You can shave in it if you need to.
That's right.
I mean, because
Put your lipstick on.
When I talk about a proof-like 1/4 pound, when I'm talking about proof-like, I mean, it is a mirror that you see right there.
Really cool.
Just like that. We just spent, like I said, maybe, I don't have that many, a couple hundred of these. Once I get, silver has been making a pretty substantial substantial move. I've held my price at $149.95. Look at that. It is truly spectacular. It's gorgeous. It's exclusive to HSN. You can't buy it anywhere else. United States of America, quarter pound of silver. So when we say quarter pound, I mean, we mean a quarter pound of pure silver. So it's not like, okay, what do you mean by a quarter pound? And it's like, okay, a quarter pound is 4 ounces, and this is 4 ounces of pure silver.
I just think it's brilliant how you've created it. Like, it's just so clever and fun. They're right. It's just a fun piece to have. And it's certainly, obviously, a great gift. I mean, again, what do you do if somebody's got a big birthday or a big anniversary? It's the same boring stuff.
I just had my 25th anniversary.
Yeah. How cool is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
I gave her one of
idea.
these.
Did you really?
She goes, really? You're going to give it silver? I go, yeah.
cool.
She goes, actually, that's pretty cool.
It is really cool. Yeah. But it just is. I just think to mark a special occasion, there's nothing more spectacular than opening a box and you see that.
And understand, ours is ultrasonically sealed in a plastic.
So we don't have
because I have to keep opening because I keep touching them.
So what does that mean? It's a case?
Yeah, it's like a case. So we put it in a plastic sleeve. It's ultrasonically sealed so that there's no air that gets on it, so it won't, tarnish. And it won't have my fingerprints on it, which I tend to do a lot, or I drop them, or you know what I'm saying, kick them around, inadvertently, but I do that. So great opportunity. Once again, remember, 100% exclusive to us here at HSN. One of my absolute, I just did it right there.
Did you stick a,
I just put a fingerprint.
Yeah,
I just put a fingerprint
there. You go.
Sorry,
Here's
guys.
Mike's fingerprint.
So absolutely spectacular.
That's really a neat idea. And again, don't do the boring old gift. If you got somebody as a really, or you're going to mark a graduation, or maybe someone's getting their MD, or something really spectacular, this would be, I would flip if somebody got me this as a gift, because it's so unusual and so unique. By the way, the proof set completely sold out. You will hear that little tune, or that little song, or that note several times within our 2 hours tonight. Stay on the line for that. I'm going to hold it once again, add my fingerprint, just because lipstick, it's good.
Yeah, you could.
It's just
quarter pound pure silver. Quarter pound of pure silver.
It is like you could feel money. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so stay right there. We've got more coming up, but here is Callie, and she's got a look at our spring home collection.
Getting your home ready for spring has never been easier with HSN. Organize and declutter your house with free shipping when you spend $99 or more on all storage and organization items. And want to spruce up outdoor living? We have curated a collection of live plants from Meadow Valley. Easily plant and grow your outdoor sanctuary. Tune in all month long for more ways to get your home spring ready inside and out.
I grew up always dreaming and wanting to create things.
I see something and I see that we can make it better.
One day, the light bulb just went off. Nobody has this. They're waiting for me to invent it.
Next thing you know, you're on HSN and the whole world's hearing about it.
It just sold out.
Very excited for you.
HSN celebrates the dreamers, inventors, and entrepreneurs who follow their hearts, helping American dreams come true.
Being here today proves anything is possible.
Since 1939, HP has been an industry leader in technology, offering innovative, practical products at a great value. It's a tradition they carry on to this day. HP puts innovation at your fingertips. From desktops to laptops and printers to tablets, HSN has the latest in HP technology, so you can stay productive and stay connected wherever life takes you. HP, make it matter. Tonight on HSN.
Next coin that has not been a set available since August of last year. Took you a bit to get this one back. He's like,
yeah, you just stand here and it's just like this stuff just appears. This is like, we probably have about, between me and my partner in the business, we probably have 50,000 miles of traveling involved to be able to get the 150 sets of these that we have.
Wow.
You have to understand, the United States government started doing, they stopped making silver coins in 1964. Then in 1992, they started to make silver proof coins again because people kind of wanted it. And so we had regular proof silver sets. But they made for just a couple of years what were called the premier sets. Look at these things. I mean, they have these are. This is like these are the rarest proof sets that the United States government had made in like a 40-year swing, starting in 1992 through 1998. They're called the Prestige, the premier silver proof sets. The quarter, the half dollar, and the dime in each one of these. Are silver. They are also the rarest of each and every one of those coins. I'm going to put this back. So this is a 7-set deal. So you're basically $60, $65 a piece for these coins. Now here's what it comes down to. It's $65 a piece. These are rarer than the regular proof sets. They're rarer than the silver proof sets. They're rarer than everything, folks. So 70s. I want to just give you the price because if you're a Kennedy half-dollar collector, these are the 7 rarest, most valuable, most desirable Kennedys out there is ultimately what it comes down to. And I just want to read you from these. So this, like this Kennedy half-dollar here is $48.50, okay? The 93 is $65. Wow. The 94 is $65. The 95 right there is $125. The 96 is $75. The 97 is $95. And this is $56. You are well over $479 for just the Kennedy half dollars in this collection. Now that belies the fact that they are phenomenally rare in this packaging with all the boxes that you see over here. That adds significantly to the value. Coin by coin, we're going to be, and I can go through this, it's going to be 1,000, 1,500. I mean, it's just silly what it is. I mean, because if you look at those, that's $220, $320, $420. You're $500 just for the Kennedy half dollar.
My goodness.
And then if you look at the quarters that are in here, you know, all of these silver quarters all run, start in 92. They're all going to run about, on average, $40, $35 a piece.
For the quarters.
So another $225 for the quarters. The dimes are about the same exact amount of money as well, is what you're looking at. The key to this, look at that, silver Kennedy half dollars in the original government packaging, folks. In the original government packaging. So from a rarity standpoint, you're talking about like Proof Silver Eagles. You know, we're talking about the 25th and 20th anniversary sets. That we're looking at those, they made 250,000 of. I mean, some of the rarest sets put out by the United States government are like 100,000 sets. You're looking at like the 1995 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle set. They made like 30,000. These are all on that rarity, 30,000, like 15, 18, 20,000 sets. The rarity of these in terms of modern issue proof sets. So if you took the coins and got them another way, and you could buy another, you could buy just the regular silver lens proof set, would be one thing. Okay? And that would be an exceptional opportunity. But to get them in the premier sets, in the original government packaging, adds so significantly. So even if you took them out of this, and look at the way that they do this. I mean, it is just, I mean, this is like a satin puff that they put in there. That there's not anything like this that the United States government has ever done. United States Mint, premier silver proof set. It's some of the rarest sets that the United States government has ever put together.
And why did they decide to put this unique set together?
Well, they just did it because they started bringing back the silver coins again. But they stopped them in 1998. So the other thing is this is the absolute complete set of these. So not only are you getting basically what amounts to the rarest proof sets put out by the United States government in the last 50 years, but you're also getting the complete set. They only did 7 in the entire history of the United States Mint.
Wow.
And the original cost of these is just about what I'm charging here at $479 when you look at the price break on this.
And I was complaining that you hadn't had them on since August.
Right. Well, and that's
It's
why.
like, because I had to get it all together again.
Well, it's this set right here, the 95.
Is that the hardest to find?
This is the guy right here. This is the one. Because this coin right here is $125 individually, the silver, if you buy it individually. This coin is, I think, $46.50. So you're looking at a little over $200 probably by the time you put in the dime. I mean, I think even the penny's $18.50, something like that.
So if you were to break that open and sell it individually.
That's right. But here's the thing. Oftentimes I say, you know, break it open and buy it individually. These are sets never, ever, ever break these open. They are so much more valuable in the Premier set itself. And if you look at this, look, it has a hinge on it, so it closes it. And the way this thing opens up is it comes up there, and this holds it in place so that it is a display box in and of its own. So
Mike, it's stunning.
Isn't that fantastic?
That is
it is just
stunning.
one of the most incredible sets ever made and put together by the United States government. I sell them basically one time per year.
But how often do you reject a set because the boxes got ripped or something's discolored on the inside or something's wrong with it? Is it that high?
Over half. Now, understand, to begin with, they're some of the rarest proof sets ever made by the United States government to start with.
Right.
Then when you put in, as you put in, the springs are sprung, okay? or this fabulous velvet that you have right here is stained, okay? Or these are all horribly scratched because you've got, this is actually a metal frame that they hold the proof set in to protect the edges of the proof set. Wow. So this is done in a custom metal frame that goes across that makes it just absolutely produced by the United States Mint in a way that has never really been available before or since. It's unlike anything that the United States Mint has done. The only thing that even comes close to this is like some of the new Premier proof sets they do. They put them in kind of like a book instead of this with that. And I think the cost from the Mint's $150 a piece.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so if you look at those sets. So the rarity of these are virtually unprecedented, and they haven't made them since 1998. You're going to get all the original boxes that you see right here. So United States government Premier proof set. Look at the certificate of authenticity, which comes with this as well. All done on this heavy cardboard stock.
That's stunning.
Tells you what every single one of the sets are. Gives you the certificate of authenticity.
Do you think
from the United States Mint?
Is this the most complicated proof set they've ever done?
No doubt.
Like in terms of all the details, all the quality.
This is like a moon phase watch or something like that, as opposed to, you know, just a little digital thing. A handmade watch is in the watch world would be the equivalent of this.
It's shocking how stunning this set is. And you said leave it as is. Don't you dare touch it.
Don't touch them.
Okay.
Because understand, coin by coin, sure, coin by coin, you can break them open. They're $1,200 or something like that. That's fantastic. But if you do that, and I guess if you do that, everybody that already owns these goes, thank you very much, mine got rarer today. And understand, they are phenomenal. So you take the regular proof set. So for 1998, it's a very rare proof set. The United States government in 1998, I think, did about 3.5 million proof sets. Okay, they did, I think, 22,000 or something of these.
That is nothing in the world
when I say
of coins.
Exponentially rarer, people go, well, you know, it's not really, it's really exponentially rarer. Okay?
Well, give them an idea of what a typical run is.
Well, this year, for instance, they'll do 5.5 million American proof sets. They'll do silver proof sets.
Did you hear that? 5.5 million.
And they do silver proof sets, but they just do them in a regular lens.
Right,
okay, they'll do 700,000 or 800,000.
Okay.
Every one of these is basically 25 to 50 times rarer than that. And the cost from the government on those is about, with shipping and handling, about $70 a set.
The current day.
The current day. The one that you buy right now. Now, if you want to buy a 2012 United States government issue proof set, silver proof set, I think we have them on hsn.com. They're $499.
Get out of here.
$499 if we have any. They could be sold out. They're gone regularly. $499. Every single one of these is rarer than that set at $499.
Oh
so you can pay for one proof set more than what we charge for these 7, or you can get 7 proof sets that are literally rarer than every single solitary one of those sets.
And you know, Mike, to that point, if this is the only time Mike's doing it for the entire year, because obviously it's very hard to put this together, we have so few. Like, for you only bringing it back, it's literally for this show. It's this show and this show only, and then when it's sold out, you're not going to see it again.
That's right. Well, and if you could see, we've already sold 55 sets, which is most of what I have, okay?
Yeah.
Please understand what you need. Please understand the rarity. Please understand your opportunity. Extraordinarily rare. Unfortunately, we have to go. The quantity is just gone, like I said.
We're going to wrap it up right now. Please stay right there on the line. Jump to .com. I recommend .com a lot, and just stay there, and we got you covered. If not, this is on its way to selling out again. All right, here we go. So let me show you something on hsn.com. and Mike's gonna help me out on it. Here we go, the satin finish Silver Eagle dollar coin, $149.90. That's 2016. That is a perfect 7-day proof. There you go. And it's on 4 flex pays, which is great. Mike, do you have a couple things about a customer pick, obviously?
Oh, that's just silly. I mean, it's just, well, it is. I've sold thousands. I've sold more than anybody else on the planet. I think it's the greatest coin, graded coin that we have available here. And I'm selling a lot of them, and I have other ones in this show. Right. But if you do not own this coin, you must own this coin. You must own this coin. It is 30th anniversary. It's the rarest satin finish. It's the only satin finish edge-lettered coin. It was done at the end of the year. Rarity, collectability, desirability, intrinsic value, all of the boxes of collectability checked.
And we featured it first, right? That was the first one we did. All right, so then we'll hopefully get back to it, but if not, I know it's really limited.
Yeah.
All right, we have exactly 27 of these. That's it, 27.
I aired it like in the middle of the night, you know, on one of my early morning coin shows here. This is the brand new 2017 United States Proof Gold. So they just released the Proof Gold. I have in the past had editions of this as high as 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 500, as many as 12 or 13 or 1400. What I have never done is had an issue of 49. And we had one quick airing at about 2 a.m. I have 27 coins left in the entire edition. This is solid gold. It's made by the United States government. Do not confuse it with the Mint State coin. This is the special proof coin. It's got a West Point Mint mark on it, okay? And it's very careful. It's really hard to see. Right there's the 2017. We'll have to get in very, very tight. I don't know if we can get in tight enough. And in the third ray of the sun, there's a little tiny itty-bitty W about halfway up.
No way.
Okay, yeah. And solid gold. It's the 2017, and you have C2 minutes there. Well, minute 20 now. You quite likely don't have a minute 20.
No.
Because I have sold 2 just in about 2 seconds there. I've got 25 left. Now remember, this is also exclusive to us here at HSN. That's right. So you can't buy this coin anyplace else. We had the $50 coin. It is sold out. I had the $25 coin. It is sold out. Okay.
Already?
Yeah. We had the 4-piece set for $6,000. It is sold out.
Those middle of the night people.
Those middle of the night people. Well, they know that because they're the people that followed me. They've been following me for 25 years.
Right,
okay?
right. They get it.
So they get it. And so those things go just like this. But to have not only solid gold, the most affordable proof gold I've had in years here, but then to only have a worldwide limited edition of literally 49 coins. It's a third of what I've ever done before.
And the significance of first day of issue is important as well.
Right. It just is additional designator of value. It just means that this coin comes from the very first batches that come out there. It's certified 70. It's individually numbered to ensure its place within the limited edition. I have about a dozen. I have about 100. I have a dozen left. I have about 100 people on the phone.
No, you have more than that on the phone.
So
we can do the math real quick. This is totally going to sell out. So you got to be on the line super, super fast for this one, or go to .com and then you can reserve it. Do you have people who just love getting the gold coins, like collectors who just go after these?
Yeah, they're just gold, gold, gold. And then proof gold is a whole nother ballgame. So I'm going to give you an opportunity on the last of the proof gold that I have. So this is the $10 proof gold, which has 2.5 times the gold as the $5 gold.
Okay.
I know it looks like it should be double, but it's actually 2.5 times.
Okay.
The limited edition on this is 18.
For the world.
How many do I have? Do I even have 18? I probably
11.
don't even. I probably have
11.
Yeah, I got 11. I got 11 of these.
This is worldwide, by the way.
Worldwide. I have 18 of these. The 25 sold out, the 50 sold out, the 4-piece set sold out, the 5-piece is going to be sold out here in about 20 seconds or something like that. So this may well be the last proof gold coin first day of issue annex that I have got available out there. Like I said, I had 11 of these left of the 18. I've never even aired this. This 7 of these went on HSN.com, I'm assuming.
Because a lot of you go on .com early, and then you get your shopping done, and then you come just to listen to Mike. Right. All right, stay right there on that one too. Again, we'll let you know when they are completely sold out. Got to move on though. We got more to get to. We have a lot to get to. In fact, we're so excited. One of the world's premier coin experts, Mike Mezak, is here. We've got another big hour to go. Stay on the line for this. We'll let you know when that 5 and that 10 are both gone, and I will guarantee you they will be both gone. All right, so Mike, we're going to move on. We have a lot to get to.
We got a lot.
All right, here we go. This is another customer pick. It's the only airing of this visit that Mike is featuring it. And this one really goes back to that awesome 2016, right? We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, this is a special coin. Once again, last year was the 30th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle. I've sold 20 of these and we haven't aired it yet. I've already sold 20, okay? You can see I have sold thousands. I've sold more of these than everybody else kind of put together in SP70. 4.8 star customer pick. I would have to say that if you were going to buy one coin, not in this show or this week or this month, but even in this year, it should be this coin. It is, I think, singularly the most collectible, desirable, overlooked, underappreciated, undervalued coin in the marketplace today, period. And let me explain to you. So we have the 30th anniversary last year of the American Silver Eagle. You see it sitting here in front of you. They edge lettered this. This special SP coin, and I have a second one here, these are certified perfect, has a W or West Point mint mark on it, so it denotes that or designates that as being different from the regular mint state coin. They've only been doing these special uncirculated versions since 2006. Of all of those satin finish eagles, which are some of the most valuable and the rarest made every year by the United States government, this coin is the rarest of all of those coins. It is the only one that is marked as an anniversary American Silver Eagle with a 30th anniversary designation actually on the coin itself.
They've never done that.
It was released in December of last year. So it fell between the cracks. It fell through the cracks. So when I was talking about earlier, we were talking about earlier, in certified perfect 70.
Those were not.
No, those were just right. So this is the certified 70. So if I look, they did a 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, 25th anniversary, and 30th anniversary. Right here's where the rubber meets the road, folks, okay, in terms of value. The 10th anniversary American Silver Eagle in this condition, the last one I sold in Annex PR70 was $30,000 here on, we sold it here on HSN, $30,000. Oh my gosh. The 20th anniversary coin, and this coin is significantly rarer than the 20th anniversary coin. When we have it, it's $1,100 in 70.